Smarty Pants, what do you do when you get hungry? Maybe you check the fridge or look in the pantry or the snack drawer?
Ooh, gummy worms.
Or what about climbing onto a friend or family member's head and sucking out some blood from their scalp?
Hey, I'm using that blood.
I know, you're not a vampire. And I know this because vampires aren't real. But there is a tiny creature that is very real who does eat this way. Here, does this sound familiar?
Ah, my head is so itchy.
Here, let me look. Oh no.
What?
Looks like you have lice.
Lice? Wait, what's a lice?
Well, technically one is just a louse. Lots of them are lice. Carry on.
Lice are tiny wingless insects that live on your hair and eat...
My hair?
No.
Phew.
Your head.
Ah!
Yep, according to most studies, 1 out of every 10 children will contract head lice at some point between the ages of 1 and 8 years old. But what exactly are lice? Why do they love kids so much? And what's the best way to avoid or get rid of them? It's time for another Itch of Science on
Who smarted? Who's smarted? Who's smart? Is it you? Is it me? Is it science or history? Listen up, everyone. We make smarting lots of fun on Who Smarted?
head lice.
Pediculus humanus capitis of the suborder Pteroptera.
Are essentially low-rent vampires. An individual louse from a community of lice feeds on human blood from your scalp 5 to 6 times a day in order to survive. And they are uniquely adapted for living in human head hair. They need you.
It's true. I love you and your delicious head.
I see we have a louse in the house who's willing to talk. So, tell me, Mr. Louse, how exactly do you suck someone's blood?
Easy. I suck your blood through a hollow tube with sharp teeth at the end that acts like a suction cup to your head.
And how much do you take? Am I in danger of losing too much blood?
Not from one of us. We only take a tiny fraction of blood. But if there's a lot of us, it could lead to problems like iron deficiency or anemia. They say the average case of lice has about 20 of us living rent-free on your head.
And once there, lice don't like to leave their protected environment on your head.
Nope. We can't survive away from our human host longer than 48 hours. You know, if we crawl or fall off our human.
What happens if you do?
Simple. We just hide out on a pillow or a hat and wait for another sucker, human, to put their head on or in it. Then we just climb aboard and start a new life on a new head, like the early settlers.
I don't want lice.
Nobody does. That's why we've got to keep you home until we get rid of them.
Home? No school? No karate? No sleepovers?
I'm afraid not. The last thing we want is to pass your lice off to somebody else. And that's easy to do, especially in situations where lots of kids are together.
And lice don't just live on your head. In addition to head lice,
Pediculus capitis.
there's also body lice,
Pediculus humanus.
which live on the hair on your body.
I could get body lice too?
Have you ever heard of fleas and bedbugs?
Fleas and bedbugs? Hey, they're like my distant cousins.
Yep, fleas, bedbugs, and lice are all parasitic insects, which means they live off the blood of their host. But unlike those distant kin, lice can't live without you. So, they make their home on your scalp, frequently behind your ears or near your neckline.
Ooh.
They use their claw feet to crawl from hair to hair. They're about the size of a sesame seed. So if you're looking closely, you should be able to spot them. But usually, before you spot them, you'll notice symptoms like a tickling sensation or feeling something moving through your hair, or the itching caused by an allergic reaction to their bites.
My head is so itchy.
Head lice have been around for millions of years. Dried up lice and their eggs have been found on the hair of Egyptian mummies. Lice infestations commonly occur in kids 3 to 11 years old, with transmission occurring most frequently due to head-to-head contact,
Ow, my head.
and less frequently via objects or materials like clothing. But it does happen.
Did you let anyone borrow your hat?
Oops.
Classrooms are a common place for transmission.
While you're thinking, we're drinking.
A common misconception is that infestation is linked to personal hygiene, which in fact has little or nothing to do with getting head lice.
Whoa.
In fact, it seems lice may actually prefer clean hair to dirty hair.
I'll never bathe again.
Though infestation rates are not reliably recorded, it is estimated that 6 to 12 million individuals are infested annually in the United States.
Where all lice are created equal and endowed with the right of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happy knits.
Did you say happy knits?
Yes, nits. There's a whole other problem.
Wait, there's more problems than blood-sucking insects living on my head?
Yep. Unfortunately, lice love to lay eggs called nits.
Huh?
That's why it's especially difficult to get rid of lice. Female lice live for about 30 days and lay 5 to 10 eggs per day. Nits are oval-shaped and very small. Go ahead and touch the point of a pencil to paper. That's about the size of a nit. So they're very hard to see. They're also firmly attached to your hair, usually at the base nearest the scalp. It takes about 8 to 10 days for a nit to incubate. Then, over the course of 2 weeks, the newly hatched nymphs will shed multiple exoskeletons as they mature into adults.
Bugs, baby bugs, eggs, and bug skeletons all on my head right now? I changed my mind about bathing. I'll be in the shower for the rest of the week.
Unfortunately, hot water and regular shampoo will not kill lice.
Nope. Scrub all you want, kid. You're just cleaning us, too.
So, how do I get them off my head?
Good question. So, any of you smarty pants listening know how to get rid of lice? Does it require A, special lice-killing shampoo, B, a special lice comb, or C, garlic? Well, if you said A, a special lice-killing shampoo, you're right. The first line of treatment against lice is a special insecticide shampoo or pediculide, like permethrin, that you put all over your head. Let work for about 10 minutes. Then rinse off. It's recommended you don't wash your hair for 1 to 2 days after use.
Great, let's do it.
But a pediculide only kills the live lice, leaving you with a head full of eggs.
No!
Exactly. So you'll need someone to comb through your hair with a special knit comb, which pulls off all of the tiny eggs that are basically super glued to the roots of your hair. Ever heard the phrase nitpicking? Well, this, my friend, is actual nitpicking.
Gotcha. So the answer is A and B.
Yes. And no. Because the answer is also C, garlic.
Huh?
Remember we said lice are like vampires? And as we all know, Dracula and other vampires hate garlic.
Vampires aren't real, remember?
No, they're not. But garlic can actually be used to kill real-life bloodsuckers like lice.
It's true, kid.
Garlic has an intense smell that can actually suffocate lice.
Whoa.
If you were to take 10 cloves of garlic, roast them in the oven, add a little lime juice, and mash them into a paste, then smear it all over your head. That works as a homemade lice-killing remedy.
One batch of garlic paste coming right up.
No!
Of course, the best option is to avoid getting lice in the first place. Sometimes it's unavoidable, but there are some things you can do to help stay lice-free.
Please, tell me.
Oh, I will, right after this quick word from our sponsor. Now back to Who Smarted. We've talked about remedies for what to do if you have lice. But how do you keep lice from coming back or avoid getting them in the first place?
You can't stop us. You can only hope to contain us.
In a way, he's right.
Huh?
Lice are out there looking for a place to live, like your head. The good news is lice don't have wings, and contrary to popular opinion, they can't jump, which means they have to crawl from head to head or hide in or on something that touches your hair, like a hat or a hairbrush.
What if I just shaved my head? No hair, no lice.
Sure, but do you really want to lose those golden locks?
Never mind.
The trick is keeping your hair away from other people's hair. No long hugs or lying next to each other. Try tying up long hair or wearing a hat, but not sharing a hat.
Can I try your hat on?
Or a hairbrush. Or a comb. Or a hair tie. Or a pillow. And if you've had lice, you need to sterilize anything they could be living in or on.
Okay, I washed all your linens, pillowcases, and clothes, and dried them on high heat. We sealed all your stuffed animals in a bag for a few days to starve any stowaways. And I checked the rest of the family for creepy crawlies.
And you'll want to give it at least a week before going back to school to make sure no new nits hatch. One last interesting thing about head lice. The lice found on kids in America seems to be a different variety of head lice as those found in the rest of the world. Researchers think that two louse lineages split around 1.2 million years ago, about the time our caveman ancestors were leaving their birthplace in Africa. One form of head lice made its way to Asia and Europe, while the other form migrated to North America as early humans crossed over here from Alaska.
See? We're as American as mom, apple pie, and baseball.
Speaking of baseball, where did you get that Yankees cap?
Jimmy, I traded him my Giants cap.
Oh boy, I better call his mom.
Oops, too late.
I'm getting the garlic.
No!
A big shout out to Maya and Sebastian from Wilson, North Carolina. Thanks for listening to Who Smarted every night before going to bed. This episode, Lice, was written by Libby Ward and voiced by Charlotte Cohn, Imogen Williams, Jason Williams, and Jerry Colbert. Additional voices, technical direction, and sound design by Josh Hahn. Who Smarted is recorded and mixed at the Relic Room Studios. Our associate producer is Max Kamaski. The theme song is by Brian Suarez. Lyrics are written and performed by Adam Tex Davis. Who Smarted was created and produced by Adam Tex Davis and Jerry Colbert. This is an Atomic Entertainment production.